What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Regal 30 podcast. I'm your host, King Nappy. We are here chilling today, man. Not too much going on. Just want to talk about a quick couple things. Got some coffee over here. Man, I've been on a coffee kick lately, man. Got my little coffee station set up here behind me. One day I'll pan it over and let you guys see the whole deal. It's pretty elaborate. I got, man, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different types of coffees. I got K-cups at the bottom in this big tub. I got maybe 7 different types of teas back here. I got a lot going on. Right now I'm sipping on some, what is this? I think it's Highlander Grog coffee. It's like a caramel, like a deep dark roast caramel with a Caribbean rum. It's really good stuff. I've been sipping on that and sipping on some. I've been getting into kombuchas lately, man. Like kombucha. I've been getting into kombuchas lately, man. It's been pretty good. I've been enjoying these. But yeah, I've just been chilling. Been working on getting some content out there. If you guys are following me on YouTube, man, definitely subscribe to me. Definitely comment, and share the videos. I just uploaded a review video on the microphone that I'm currently using, the SF777. I guess the SF700 on 77. Did a review video on just the audio and how everything is sounding with that. I've been loving this microphone, man. It's just picking up clean, clear audio. I got a little few filters that comes with it. It lets me kind of weed out a lot of unnecessary sounds and things like that. But yeah, I've been getting into kombucha lately, man. It's like a fermented tea. When I smell it, it smells like apple cider vinegar and tea. And maybe they added a little bit of flavor to it, but not much. Me, what I'll do is I'll take a Mio, the little water flavoring. I'll put 2 squirts in there because it be sweet and it be good, but it don't taste sweet enough. But I don't want necessarily a lot of sugar. So I'll use a Mio, it has no sugar, 2 squirts of that, throw it in there, and it's so good. I've been really into these. I wouldn't mind getting a big thing of this one. This is Health Aid Kombucha, a bubbly probiotic tea with superfoods. Supposed to be really good for gut health and stuff like that. USDA organic. I don't even be knowing what do that even mean? I be feeling a lot of these stamps of approvals that they put on these bottles and on these packaging, it can go either way. We have no way of knowing if this stuff really is what it says and what classifies so far as qualifying as organic or certified this or certified that. This says it's USDA approved organic, non-GMO, certified vegan, certified gluten-free. It has some weird K on here with a palm tree, and certified raw. I don't know what this is, but it's just we have no way of knowing. You know what I mean? We have no way of knowing. I've seen people go to the store and they'll buy something and they'll be like, oh, it's grass-fed, cage-free eggs. What is that even supposed to mean? It's an egg. It doesn't know it's in a cage. What is the cage supposed to make a difference with the egg? The egg is fearful now that it's in the cage. The eggs don't know. The eggs do not know. It's crazy how they'll really get into that. And there's people that'll live and die by it. It's oh no, I only eat organic tomatoes because the other tomatoes it's it's a tomato. What's happening out here, man? How is everybody doing today? Well, tonight, right now is 8 o'clock where I'm at. 8 o'clock Monday night, March 2nd. I've been chilling, man. I want to talk about Black-owned businesses. I have, with me being a black owned business owner, Jesus Christ, being a black business owner, I've done and still do to some degree the jewelry company. I had a company called Paradise 7 where I did all type of accessories for men and for women, mainly like beaded style bracelets. Actually, I'm wearing one now, uh, like a tiger's eye bracelet here. Um, I didn't really get into like the specifics and properties of the gemstones that I used. I know a lot of people really get into that. I mainly got really into like the names and being able to point it out and the color differences and the hues and sometimes the weight because some beads will weigh more. But some people got into the properties of like chakras and spiritual aspects of it. I just never really got into that. But I did the jewelry thing, man, and like I said, I still dabble in it. I went to the store recently and I picked up a few stones. I think it's like a blood sandstone or something like that. This here is chrysocolla. And my plan to for these is to drill these. I plan on drilling these and making like a necklace for myself out of them. I did one already. So I got my special action. I got my scar here on my necklace. And I also have a bronzite stone here that I drilled and made a necklace out of it because I don't really be feeling like wearing like a whole lot of jewelry for real. And most of the jewelry I wear is real simple, usually non-metal. But yeah, I had that business. I still do my art. You can see some of my art in the background. That's a portrait of, not a portrait, but that's the album cover of Biggie. And I did it like my own little version of that. Always working on art, whether it be logos, whether it be portraits, whether it be landscapes, still lives. I'm always working on some artwork. Love doing art. Um, I did. I had a business where I was like making like fragrances and skincare products and things like that. And it's just I dibbled and dabbled, but the ones that I stay consistent with is the art. Right now, I've been pushing streaming and pushing the podcast, pushing social media, pushing being more of a presence on social media. I've been pushing that more so than actual products, and I've been loving it. It's just I would notice just the hump that we as blacks kind of get stuck on when it comes to doing business amongst ourselves. There are some people, there are some communities where it's lucrative. There are some people that see you, they see what you're doing, and it's not even a support you mindset. It's more of a you got a product that I like and I want, and I'm going to buy it. And that's the mindset that kind of flees us as blacks. For some odd reason, we just don't have that. It was just odd. I was watching an interview today with Master P and his son Romeo, and they were showcasing a lot of things that they have and businesses that they've started and products that they have and that they push. And they were showing like the shoe. He got a new design on his shoe, really nice design too. It kind of puts you in the mind of the Carolina blue. I want to say 11s, I think it's the 11s, if I'm not mistaken. But it kind of puts you in mind like the white and Carolina blue versions of those. And he had another one that was a little more modern. But yeah, like some good designs. He got the wrap snacks, of course, and he's had those for a while. He just released the Icon wrap snack that got Biggie on the front. He got wrap noodles, which I don't know. Just the name kind of throws me off. It don't have to be wrap noodles, but that's what he has. That's his product, and it's probably a really good noodle. I just haven't tried it yet. He got clothes, of course, and he got other business ventures that him and Romeo have gotten into. But their thing was they wanted to keep things tight between themselves. They noticed how a lot of people get money and they kind of breaks them apart. It separates them. And they was like, we want to be able to establish business, establish a consistent flowing income, and also keep their relationship with each other healthy and strong at the same time. And I think that's dope. I think that's beautiful that they're doing that. One of the things they were speaking on was like how blacks really don't and put money into the black business community. We'll do it here and there, and even when we are doing it, we're doing it in a sense of I'm doing you a favor. I'm supporting you because you black. And it's just like, I get it. I get that, and that's cool. But that wears out. That wears out. And one of the ways that I would notice that wears out quickly is me and my wife, we just did a grocery haul video a few days ago. We went to Walmart and we went to Aldi's. Both of those stores we go to nearly every 2 weeks, sometimes even sooner than that. We spend hundreds of dollars at both of those stores consistently. There's no one from Aldi's or Walmart that's giving us the support us speech. Of course, both of them are well established and they're well known businesses. But honestly, what it comes down to is they have products that we want and need. So we take the funds that we have, we go to their establishment, and we purchase it. The products that we needed and wanted, we bring them back home. They do their job. They take care of the need and the want that we had for it at the house or in our lives. That product runs out, and we go back to the store and get it again. We as blacks, we tend to make products that people don't necessarily need or perceive to need. Sometimes the products we make, we don't perceive it as something that we necessarily do need. And we may very well. But I think it's just the way we present it. It comes off as I don't know. It's just I'm doing you a favor kind of vibe that we get from the people who purchase. And when you have that kind of mindset, it wears out quick. Because now you're keeping track of how many times you've went to them and purchased from them. Now you're keeping track of how many times they've come up to you. But with the Walmart and Aldi's, we bought countless products from them. And it's just because we need the product. They have the product and we go to them and get the product. It's just that simple. And with black businesses, it just seemed like, at least the ones that I've dealt with, either customer service takes a huge drop. We are bad at customer service. And that's one of the main things. We're terrible at it. Yeah, we're just bad. I had an incident recently. It was a water leak in my home. And it was a severe water leak. It was like 100,000 some gallons a month that we were going through from this leak. And the water company had to come out, and they had about 12 guys come to my house because they had to bust up the cement and they had to redig down there, rerun lines from the underground in our home to the outside to the meter. They had to bust up the concrete, re-pour the concrete. They had to remove the water heater, place it back in once the concrete, hardened, smooth it back out. They had to dig up the entire front yard. They did all this in a matter of 4 or 5 hours. And of course, they had the manpower to do it. But everybody who was here was kind. Everybody who was here was kind. Everybody who was here was chill, respectful, and got the job and got a difficult job done. No complaints, not even one person. And if they did complain, they didn't complain to me. All these people who I'm talking about were white. They send one black person out. At the very end, his job and his only job was to mop up afterwards. Just mop my floors of all the dirt and all the stuff that they tracked in. And these guys themselves did a pretty good job at cleaning up most of it. They did everything that I just said and then did a nice little sweep up job afterwards. And of course, it's a lot of dust, so it was still dust residue. They asked the black guy to come in and just mop. The very first thing he did when he came into the house, the very first thing he said to me was, "Man, they called me all the way out here just to mop a floor." And it's just, we are terrible when it comes to customer service. Why would I need to hear that complaint? That's something that you need to holler at them about. All these guys been here doing this difficult job. The job was difficult. Because even they were like, man, I don't know how we're going to get this done. But they managed to pull it through. But for some odd reason, man, like, we're just bad at customer service. And that's one thing I've always prided myself in, was whenever I dealt with customers, whether I was doing a delivery job, Amazon, whether I was working in a retail field, I always prided myself on customer service. Treating customers the way I wanted to be treated. I always go above and beyond. That's always been important to me. When I look at different fast food chains, I look at, the McDonald's, the Hardee's, the Popeyes or whatever. And then you see a Chick-fil-A. And it's like, they're not doing anything different. You look at the food that they're serving, it's nothing really that different and that special. It's a really good chicken sandwich from what I'm hearing. Years ago, before I went vegan, I tried it and I really liked it. I sat down with the owner. He took me in the back and he let me see the whole operation and how they do things. And he took me back there because I called him to my table. And he thought I had a complaint, and I was actually just trying to compliment the workers. Like, everybody's always so nice to you when you come in there. They prioritize customer service, and it shows in just how what they invest their money into. They invest their money into more employees. They invest their money into clean workspaces and clean dining areas. And it just shows. It's just an obvious thing. And you may get a few people that may have a little attitude, but they probably won't be there that long. So that's why you see the line wrapped around the building. You take the same exact sandwich, you take the same concept, same type of foods, and make it black owned, and it could do well. I've seen some black owned businesses, restaurants and stuff like that. I think I've seen a few videos of some like out in LA. I've seen some like out in New York. These guys are doing their thing and they're great at what they do. It's just majority, speaking of the majority, is just we lack in that. And other businesses, not even black businesses, not even realizing what's important, you know what I mean? And customer service, your customer, you want to make them have an experience. So dialing back to what Master P and his son were talking about with like the black owned business, and why is it that we spend more of our money and time into other companies and other businesses and name brands that aren't black? Not that there's something wrong with it at all, but when it comes to supporting the black business, it seems like we hesitant. And so that's my question as to why the hesitation. Where is that coming from? Let's see. I had a guest that I was talking to. Let's see if my guest is still here. Hey, you still here? I want to go ahead and get your response on that question. Let's see if they're still here. They might not be. I myself, I got a few things that I buy. So me, I like a little bit of both. I like the name brands. I like the off brands. I like whatever. If it looks good to me, I'll buy it. A couple shoes. This is a shoe here. Pretty sure you guys have seen this shoe before. This is from Walmart. $10. Light, comfortable, nice slick little black shoe. Quick get her done shoe. Nothing special going on here. Super comfortable, super light, breathable. $10. Can't beat that. Got a little military style boot that I purchased. Got this from a gas station. These were like 30 bucks or something like that, 30, 40 bucks. Nice, comfortable, love the design, love how doable these are. I can do pretty much any sort of job in these. Sturdy shoe, 30, 40 bucks. No name brand, I don't even know what the brand is. I don't think it has a brand. Tactical Research is the name of the brand. But yeah. Nice little military style boot. But then I got I want to say these are Hyper Dunk or Hyper Dunks. Royal Blue Hyper Dunks. I bought these at in Miami. I was out in Miami a few years ago and I picked up a pair of these. They was on sale. I want to say these were close to like 100 something. But they had them on sale for a little bit less. So I ended up picking them up. Love these shoes. Comfortable. Get the job done. But it's, Nike. Hats. I got some like name brand New Era hats in the closet. Here's one. This is a Negro League hat that I ended up picking up. This is the Washington Black Senators. Nice little hat. But good. That's like I think that's like an off-brand company or like, a lower brand company. This one is also like an off-brand. Just Memphis, the Vancouver Grizzlies. I want to say Memphis. Little snapback. You know what I mean? I think I paid like maybe 20 for that hat and like 10 or something for this one. But I also got like New Eras in there. I got like hella New Eras. Mitchell and Ness that I paid $30, $35 for a hat. I got plain little no brand t-shirts in there. And then here I got one of the t-shirts that I wear quite often. Little Fila t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like, nice little shirt. That shirt probably cost me like 30 bucks for that t-shirt. $25, $30 for a tee. But I got some in there that cost like $5 from Walmart. I can do either or. Right here, this right here, Dolce & Gabbana light blue. Is this intense? Yes, this is intense. Love this. As you can see, this is empty. I got another bottle in the bathroom. That's probably about right here, about to be empty too. Love this scent. This is $120. $120, maybe $30. I bought this twice, so I've spent dang near $260. And then I got an off-brand. I got an off-brand one. The name kills me every single time. So this is supposed to be Guilty Black for men. But it's off-brand, so it's called Innocent Black Men. And the letters are peeling off. Innocent Black Men. Like, this has me weak every time I see it. It's just like, wow. But I bought, like I said, the Dolce & Gabbana for about $130. Innocent Black Man was like $10 at a pawn shop. And, look, it got a nice little smell. Like, sometimes I just want to throw a little scent on. I'm going to the store right quick. I ain't going nowhere fancy. I don't care. I've had real Jordans. I bought a pair of fake Jordans. Like, it do not matter to me. But I would notice just the mindset and the perception on why blacks tend to spend way more money with no hesitation on other companies versus a black owned company. And one thing that I was noticing was just like the status quo. Uh, if a person was to come to me and buy a pair of shoes or some jewelry that I made, you know, there's not much prestige and status quo. People want to wear something that other people will recognize. Most people. You got people that's eccentric and they just like what they like. But it's just that percentage of people is such a small percentage compared to the majority that like the mainstream. Hold on, I think we got a guest here. Give me just a second.
Hey, just got off work, looking crazy again, but definitely I'm up for it. That topic is so good.
Oh man, the internet. Come on.
First, I think that when it comes to black people supporting the black dollar, there's so much that goes into it. You have to, I think, how can I say this? Because I was listening to my sister talk about it. My sister she's about to get her esthetician license, and she was talking to someone who was also black who was sitting on her talent, and that's just my deduction from the conversation I can overhear, sitting on her talent of making baked goods and stuff like that. And now she's finally, finally coming out with products. My sister was saying, I just wanted to support you because we got to support one another. I think that when you are in a place of being an entrepreneur or being a go-getter yourself, it's easier for you to support someone else in the same position because you acknowledge the leap of faith that they're taking to be successful because you had to take it as well. Also, I think that sometimes it's easier for me to take my money somewhere else because that person might have cheaper prices. And I don't think a lot of people think about the money and the time and the leap of faith that a business owner, especially a black business owner, puts out there when they put themselves out there. So it might come off as, oh, your product is too expensive, let me go somewhere else, or let me get on Amazon. Like for right now, prime example, in the mall where I work, there is a new store called Lab, full of African attire, full of jewelry, purses, and stuff like that. A lot of that's not my style. Do I like African print? Yes, but I kind of was feeling like, am I over this? Because it's kind of played out. I don't know what their prices look like, but I imagine it's not as cheap as if I got on Amazon and ordered a similar colored African printed top or African printed bottom.
Yeah.
I think it's the cost. I think it's a lack of understanding of what a business owner is putting out there. And I think you and I even talked about it when you started your Marcus Javon business, when you first started doing jewelry. People don't understand that it takes your time, your talent, and your money. And if you sell yourself short trying to bring money in, you'll never make a profit. And then you'll be in the hole even more than you were when you first put yourself out there. Yeah. People don't understand what people with business owners go through. And I think it's a lack of respect because we want a deal, we want a discount. No, we got to cut that out because we'll never get anywhere. And as far as the future goes, if people, and one more thing, I hate to say this, but I kind of wonder, I don't want to say it's jealousy completely, but I guess if we just say what it is, in a way it could be somewhat of jealousy mixed with feelings of that person or that customer feeling inadequate, like, oh, all he doing is selling t-shirts, I can go get a Cricut machine and do that myself. Like, he may think he better than me because he doing this. And we got to get out of that. We have to learn. I think there are so many of us that are super broken, super damaged, never been affirmed, never been had our self-esteem built up or confidence built up to where we can't support. So it's so bad that we can't support other people because we don't know how. Like, if I have been told I am loved, I am beautiful, I am valuable my whole life, I believe that about myself. I can't expect someone else who hasn't been taught that to treat me like I am loved, valuable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much that I can say about that. I think it's inadequacy that keeps people from wanting to support other people because they just feel like, well, why should I? Did nobody do it for me? There's so much more I could say about that. But when it comes to the future of the Black dollar, if enough of us could get out of the mindset of they think they better than me and feeling inadequate and started boosting each other up, that would be huge for the Black community. Because if I help you and I bring along 100 other customers that buy your art or buy your jewelry, you might be able to, at some point in your career, give back to the people who sow seeds into you. It's about sowing seeds. We don't know how to sow seeds into one another because we're focused on survival. But in the future, you'll be able to get back. You never know. You might end up with a scholarship fund to help out your community in East St. Louis or wherever. You might be able to support some other business that's on the up and coming because you've been an up and coming business. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I would love to be on that podcast. I don't know about the products that Master P and his son put out, but I would definitely love if you could send me what you've seen on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love your answer. I love your thought process on it. Like I said, just sometimes the feeling of inadequacy, slight jealousy or envy, not understanding the cost and what all it takes in order to for this person to even can make this a business, to even be in the mall. Sometimes their rates and they rent rates are just so high. So this person took a leap of faith and took some investing and using their finance to even get this space to make their product available to you. And yeah, it may be more costly. Sometimes people just don't because they come in and they see us and they're like, oh, we doing you a favor. What your prices look like? Nah, that's too high. But it's like, but at the same time, it's not. I don't even think it's necessarily a price thing because they'll go to Macy's and Macy's ain't cutting you no slack. They'll claim it's a sale, but really it's just barely marked down. And we'll be like, oh man, $80 for one polo hat? Let me get 3 of these. I'm gonna get some for my sons because he can wear that to school. You're like, we'll spend that money. We just not spending it with us. When you look at a lot of the fashion and things like that, when it comes to like, especially back in the day with like Tommy Hilfiger, one of the main people that were wearing and broadcasting it to the level that it was African Americans. And it wasn't a black owned company at all. It was a company that actually didn't really too much care for its black customers, even though we brought in a lot of revenue and advertisement. One of the things that I noticed too is with blacks, the brands that we wear are usually ambassadored by celebrities. We wear what they tell us to wear. When it comes to popular brands, name brands, a lot of blacks probably have never heard of Balenciaga. But all of a sudden, I'm seeing everybody Balenciaga this. They want to have a belt. They want to have a hat. They want to have the real ugly Balenciaga shoes. It's weird. Like I'm in the middle of the podcast now, and I was showing some of the items that I had in my closet. I brought a few of them out, and I put it on camera. But I showed like some cologne that I have. I'm real big on cologne. So I showed some of the cologne that I had. Couple of hats, snapback hats that I had, because I used to have like hundreds of those. Some of the shoes, because I used to have like hundreds of shoes. A couple shirts, and just showing like some of the companies that I used to wear. I used to wear both. I would wear a name brand and I would wear off brand. I just wore what I liked, but that was more of a prestige perception and a status quo perception. That was more of a heightened perception when you wore a name brand. There's a certain thing that a person will feel if they had on, let's say, Gucci. I'll pick Gucci. If a guy, is used to wearing Walmart this, Walmart that, the clothes are nice, they're dependable, they look nice too. But
Yep. Mm-hmm.
you give that guy a Gucci outfit, head to toe, a Gucci blazer, I say a sports coat with a turtleneck, Gucci turtleneck underneath. You give him a nice little dress Gucci belt, some Gucci slacks, give him some Gucci loafers, uh, get him a watch, probably a Gucci watch. It's just a certain prestige and a certain
Watch him start clowning.
man, it's a certain prestige that he'll feel. And with some of the black owned businesses, sometimes when we put on their products, when we wear their products, whatever it may be, we just don't feel that, you know. And it's just, like I said, the celebrities have ambassadored what we're supposed to wear. And it just hasn't been black owned, you know what I mean? You've had some celebrities that did their thing and they tried their best to put out their product, from Nelly with Vocal, from Sean John, to P. Diddy with Sean John, Jay-Z with Rockaware, Beyonce with Derriere, I think it was Darion. Yeah, we'll do Darion, and it was a few other ones. Johnny Blaze with who was that with Johnny Blaze? I forgot I think it was Johnny Blaze. He had his own little brand. Benny Siegel with State Property. I had a State Prop jacket when I was in high school. It was just a lot of guys was putting it out there, but it's just a certain prestige that most people just don't get, with the with my Dolce & Gabbana cologne that I have. That's an Italian made product. It's made in Italy. It's made in, I think it's called Lebanon in Italy, if I'm pronouncing it right. Stefano Gabbana and I forgot what the other guy's name was. Something Dolce. Those are the two who made the company. Made it in 1985. Been around for 35 plus years. They specialize in cosmetics, handbags, makeup, all kind of things, accessories, and that's who I bought that. I've never seen them in person. I've never seen a picture of them. There's probably some out there, but I've never met them. I never questioned them about what's in their product. I just bought it, and it was a certain feeling that I admit that I get when I wear that. It's a great cologne. It smells amazing. And the fact that it's Dolce is just like an added bonus because I know that's a well-known brand. And it's just how do we get that perception into the black-owned business, or is that possible? Yeah, we at 38 minutes right now. But it's just that type of thing always kind of crossed my mind. Like how do we do that?
Is it possible? Man,
Yep.
I honestly don't know. I want to say yes, but materialism would have to die first. You would have to stop getting that good feeling of having status because you got a Dolce & Gabbana shirt or you Gucci'd out. Like, you would have to stop feeling good about people being able to look at your shoes and know you spent 1 to 280 on these pair of shoes.
And that's on sale.
Would have to die first before someone would be comfortable wearing a t-shirt that I might have put a quote on. You know what I mean? It's really sad. And as you were talking about, like, giving your example of the man who will be Gucci'd out, it'd be the most poor people financially who get their income taxes. You know it's income tax time right now. Get their income taxes and cash out.
All people are tax
material
people.
Things on shoes that's gonna be old in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. And I am okay with you wanting to feel good. Yes, purchasing some quote unquote prestigious labels does make you feel good. I've been there, but I'm at a different place in my life right now financially, and just thinking about it, it's not a wise choice. When Charming Charlie, which is because I'm a purse person, you're a fragrance person, I am too. I'm a purse person. As a woman, I love a nice bag.
Charming Charlie's
When
that place
I
though.
I didn't always have a name brand purse, but I always coveted that item because I felt like, oh, it was just so much nicer to have in my Kors bag. I have one Michael Kors bag, one Ralph Lauren. That is it. Unless somebody gifts me, and I'm not gonna lie, I do want a Louis Vuitton, but as an adult, that is not a financial.
But yeah, and I like the fact that she's being like honest about like,
Financially
I
sound
do have these brands.
decision to make.
It's like the internet, man. I'm not
Because
sure.
I could put a whole paycheck would be up to hers. Those things made me feel good. But when I discovered Charm and Charlie and their quality for that, not even, I can't even say a millifraction of the price of a designer bag, I was hip and I didn't care that my purse says CC on it. We would have to have the materialism die. Like, I'm not someone who is, I would say, heavily materialistic, but for those people who mamas spent bill money so they could have a new J's, or if they was on a fixed income and they had their, once a month check and they food stamps, if they mama been selling their food stamps since they was little boys and little girls to get the new J's and the Levi's and the Fit or whatever, that person who's rooted in materialism, that's the person that's gonna have a hard time. Those are the people that need to have their materialism die so they would be able to even consider supporting a black business or a small business. So I definitely think it's possible, but there's a lot of dying to self and to materialism that would have to occur. And it's really sad because we're the ones who have the high rates of poverty. We're below poverty in certain areas. People struggle to have basic needs met, but they go out and
Escapism.
they spend all this money. I remember, I think I was in the 10th grade in ROTC, and Colonel Chase had, I forgot what we wanted to accomplish, but it was right around the time that Oprah had opened up her school for girls in somewhere in Africa, and he, somebody posed the question, or he might have posed the question about, why she don't support places over here. East St. Louis is in the state of Illinois. She was, based out of Chicago with her show and stuff like that, and someone actually wrote back on behalf of her from her show and included that in their letter, talking about, she's not that it wasn't like she wouldn't want to support them, but like, you don't look like you need a whole lot of support when you are in poverty or below poverty, but you can go to the mall, stand in line for a shoe. And I couldn't blame her, and I couldn't blame anybody else who would not give to a poor kid when they look at their shoes. Oh, your food is on your feet. Your bill money is on your feet. So, it just don't match up.
Man, that is so true. One of the things that I thought of as I'm getting ready to wrap this up, one of the things that I thought of was like the word escapism. I think the fact that we deal with poverty so much and that it's so prevalent in our area, that is something that a lot of black kids and even adults still deal with, that whenever they get a little bit of something, of anything, they just look for an escape, just a break, some recess, just a moment where they could kind of escape what they actually are dealing with and what they actually have to face day to day to enjoy something that they normally wouldn't be able to, that they consider a luxury. I know that it was a young lady where whenever she got paid, she would treat herself out to dinner. Like, I think she got paid on the weekend, like Friday. So the whole weekend she would treat herself out to dinner instead of cooking. And she was saying that like she would treat herself out to dinner Friday, Saturday, and I think Sunday. And then throughout the week she would go ahead and cook. But it wasn't always because she had wanted to, but because she had burnt through majority of the finance. And it was like back to reality. All right, let's go ahead and go to the grocery store, pick up a few little things, and try to piece together a meal for the rest of the week. But that was her way of rewarding herself. You know what I mean? And I think as blacks we do that. Like we say, man, I work hard for the money that I get. I'm gonna buy what I like. And it's just a way of escaping for us. And yeah, I just think in order to change the perception, I feel like some of the responsibility is on the celebrities as well. We tend to do exactly what they tell us in some form or fashion. Let Taylor Swift all of a sudden just love yellow polo shirts. You're gonna start seeing a whole bunch of little white girls and maybe some boys as well wearing yellow polo shirts. You know what I mean? Because the girl can put something on and it'll just become, dumb popular. BTS, popular little boy group, K-pop group, I think. They were real big on that, on branding something and just wearing something or showing something, and all of a sudden the sales skyrocket. It's the celebrities, right at the forefront. If we can get them to not just endorse it like I'm doing you a favor, but to really like it, really enjoy the product that's maybe black owned, really stand behind it and support it, it could become something that develops a prestige around it. You know what I mean? So that's my thought process on that. We're nearing 50 minutes so far on this podcast. I appreciate you coming through for the second time. I love your thought process, your input. You've been excellent to speak with. We always had our conversations and talking about different things. So I will definitely have you back on the show as soon as I possibly can. Hopefully next time we can get something going in person and we won't have to worry about relaying back and forth over the phone, but it's definitely a pleasure to have you. But yeah, guys, we're getting ready to wrap this up. And yeah, man. Regal 30 Podcast. This is our 4th installment. Oh, I think she's coming through.
Anytime. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Awesome. And that wraps it up for this podcast, guys. This is our 4th episode, our 4th installment. Just speaking on black-owned businesses and some ways we can improve and things like that. If you guys got some ideas of ways you can improve the black business or just business overall, you know what I mean? There are a lot of businesses that aren't even black that maybe are trying to start and become, and that are up and coming, and they're looking to present a product that competes with a very popular product, and it seems like they're just kind of, not able to really break out in that regard. What are some ways you guys think that they could develop a product that has a prestige around it, where people will want it, and desire to have it, and when they get it, their perception of themselves heightens. You know what I mean? How can you develop a product that will do that? That is it. And I will catch you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stay up to date on our content, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.